Hello guys, so in the last video we discussed about the force acting on a current carrying conductor and the torque acting on a current carrying loop by the external magnetic field. In today's video we are going to study a very important topic, that is moving coil galvanometer and its application. So watch the complete video, share it with your friends and subscribe the channel. Moving coil galvanometer is a device which is used to measure the current. So this device consists of a coil which move due to the effect of magnetic field. That's why it is called a moving coil galvanometer. So it works on the principle that when a current carrying loop placed in external magnetic field, it experiences some torque and try to rotate between the fields. If we talk about the construction of moving coil galvanometer, it consists a rectangular coil of insulated copper wire wound on a non-metallic frame, consists a cylindrical piece of soft iron which is held between the coil with the help of two phosphorus bronze springs which are connected to the 12 bearings. The strong magnetic field is applied with the help of a horseshoe magnet which have a concave pole north and south. The cylinder also have a pointer which pointed towards the scale to provide the reading. Now this is the front view and this is the top view of moving coil galvanometer, where we observe that the cylindrical piece of soft iron experiences the magnetic field by the concave shape poles which directed towards the center, and that type of magnetic field is called radial magnetic field because all the magnetic field directed towards the center like the radii, and this pointer provide the deflection on the scale as per the current we are going to measure. So as we know, the torque experienced by the loop in a magnetic field is NIAB sin theta, where N is the total number of loop in circle around the soft iron piece and theta is always 90 degree due to radial magnetic field. Then that deforming torque on the loop is NIAB. Now as we know, when spring is stretched due to deforming force, it will experience a restoring force. Similarly, when the loop is rotated, the spring is also rotated due to deforming torque and it built a restoring torque in it, and the restoring torque in the spring is directly proportional to the deflecting angle. If we replace the sign of proportional, we can introduce a torsion constant for the spring. Now at equilibrium, when we are finding the current, the restoring torque is equal to the deforming torque. For steady reading, then K theta is equal to NIAB and theta is equal to NAB by K into I. From that expression, we observe that number of turns, area of coil, magnetic field and torsion constant are a constant quantity and deflection is directly proportional to the current. So higher the current, higher the deflection in the galvanometer. Now we are going to measure the current. So the expression of current is K theta upon NAB, and that variation K and AB replaced by G, where G is known as galvanometer constant or current reducing factor. So the current which you want to measure can be obtained by multiplying galvanometer constant with the deflection. So in various cases, by finding the deflection provided by galvanometer, we can find the value of current. So next important thing about the moving coil galvanometer is its sensitivity. So a galvanometer is said to be more sensitive if it shows a high deflection, even a small change in current or in the small change in applied voltage. That's why the sensitivity of galvanometer categorized in two parts. First is current sensitivity, second is voltage sensitivity. The current sensitivity of galvanometer is the ratio of deflection per unit change in current. So if we put the value of deflection, we get NAB by K divided by I. So I is cancel out and current sensitivity is NAB by K. Similarly, voltage sensitivity is basically the deflection shown by galvanometer per unit applied potential. So by putting the value of both, the deflection is NIAB by K, and from Ohm's law V is equal to IR. So current is cancelled out and voltage sensitivity is NAB by KR. So if we want to increase the sensitivity of moving coil galvanometer, then it depends on various factors like the number of turns in the loop, the area of the coil, the applied external magnetic field, and the type of spring used in the galvanometer. So by increasing the number of turns, we can increase the sensitivity. By increasing the area of the coil, we can also increase the sensitivity, and it is also increased by increasing the external magnetic field. And in moving coil galvanometer, we use phosphorus bronze spring which have a low torsion constant. That's why the sensitivity of galvanometer is high. So moving coil galvanometer has various advantages. It can measure current and it also can be used to measure the potential. So now let's find how we can convert a galvanometer into voltmeter and we can convert a galvanometer into ammeter. So ammeter is a device which is used to measure the current flowing through the circuit, and it is connected in series. It is a low resistive device, that's why it will not affect the current flowing through the circuit. Now the galvanometer also used to measure the current, but the current measured by galvanometer is very small because it is a very sensitive device. So if we want to measure a high amount of current with the help of galvanometer, then we have to connect a low resistive shunt parallel to it. So in that case, we connect a shunt S parallel to galvanometer. The resistance of shunt is S, which is very small, and the resistance of galvanometer is G, and the current flowing through them is Ig, and the remaining current I minus Ig flowing through the shunt. As shunt is low resistive, so the maximum current pass through the shunt and galvanometer remain safe. So as we know, in parallel combination, the potential across both the devices are same. So Ig into G is equal to I minus Ig into S. Current into resistance provide potential of both the devices. Then the shunt is equal to Ig upon I minus Ig into G. So if we want to find a particular amount of current, then we can calculate how much shunt we have to apply with the galvanometer. On the other hand, if we want to find how much current a device can be measured, then by using this expression, we can find that the current measured by galvanometer with a particular shunt is Ig G plus S by S. So by putting the value of shunt, we can find how much current is measured by this galvanometer. Voltmeter is a device which we use to measure the potential difference, and it has high resistance. So to convert a galvanometer into potentiometer, we can connect a very high resistance shunt in series with it, because we know in series combination, by connecting the shunt, the resistance will increase. But in series combination, the current will remain same. So if we see the current flowing through galvanometer and shunt is same, in that case, the potential across the circuit is the total current into the total resistance. And if we want to find the shunt required to calculate that voltage, that is Vig minus G. So we can find the potential for different shunt, or we can use the shunt according to the potential which we want to find. So galvanometer is a low resistive ammeter and a high resistive voltmeter. I hope these topics clear to you, and if you have any doubt you can write in comment box or email us. And for more study material you can also visit our website newerasolution.in. Till then, study hard, subscribe the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.